Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, wherever you are in whichever part of the world. Welcome to the crypto market review, first one after a very, very long time. And what we're going to do in this review is broadly look at what's happened in the top 10 crypto tokens by market cap. And just in case anybody was wondering, I'm sure those of us who are in the crypto space are very familiar with the website coinmarketcap.com. So if you go there, you'll easily get the uh, list of all the tokens. And not only that, you'll also get the list of all the market caps that you want. So we're going to look at that. Of course, what we are not going to look at is the uh, your USD tokens, the fixed tokens like USDT, etc. Right? But we'll look at everything else. Okay. All right. So top, okay. This is what is showing your DeFi tokens. We'll just go back to the rankings. Right. So you can see that this is how it's ranked as per market cap. And one of the things to note, especially now that we may be sort of outside the crypto winter, as we've been speaking about it for the last about a year or so now, is that after the washout and the cleanup, if you look right on top on the dominant side, you have Bitcoin at 42% and Ethereum at 18%. So essentially, that's 60% of the entire market cap of all the crypto tokens which are owned by or dominated by Bitcoin and Ethereum. And for the long-term serious investors slash traders, that is where the focus, of course, should be, right? But having said that, moves are often found in all sorts of surprising places. And if we do come across any of those, we will definitely be looking into that. Um, so if you want to get updates about our future programs and our future courses, etc., plus the regular webinars on not just crypto, but on the global markets, forex, commodities, etc. This is the contact information that you have on the screen, and feel free to ping and let us know of your interest so that we can keep you updated. So this recording is being done on Wednesday, 15th Feb 2023 at started at 10:30 a.m. India Standard Time, 5.5 hours plus GMT. All right, so let's jump into the charts and look at what they have to tell us. Starting, of course, with Bitcoin. What else but Bitcoin? And just a very, very quick review on the monthly charts of Bitcoin. Of course, one knows the history of it broadly from literally nothing to the big super high that it made at about $69,000 per Bitcoin on in November 21. And of course, at that time, you all very well remember how it was covered by all the newspapers. It was in the mainstream. It was on the front pages of the papers, on the news, breaking news, etc. And then the crash happened, so-called crash, at least till about 20,000 and below. And while that crash happened, the news has faded away and nobody really talks about it. Having said that, those of us who've been following, and we have our private WhatsApp groups on which we did mention about a few months back that it is possible that Bitcoin has bottomed out. And well, let's see as we can obviously retrospectively look at it now. Bitcoin did make a bottom coming to the weekly chart at around 16,300 starting October 2022, right? And then after going sideways for almost a good 4 months, Bitcoin finally made a move up, which went all the way almost till $23,000 per Bitcoin, right? So looking at that in the daily chart, you can see that how it formed a nice base at around 16,600. very nice dip in volumes also. And if one looked at the volume charts very carefully, you will see that there was distinctly higher volumes on the buying side on the green candles than on the down days on the red candles, right? And this, especially here, if you look at it, this sort of bowl in the volume, this sharp rise in the volumes is very, very indicative of accumulation going on the Bitcoin side. And Bitcoin, well, moved from, say, 17,000 on 9th Jan to 23,000 on by 31st Jan. So in a matter of 20 days, we had a move which was about 36%, right? A 36% move in the token in 20 days. That's definitely an amazing move that we have seen. And as of now, Bitcoin is taking a pause. It's going on a corrective phase. And in that corrective phase, again, a drastic fall in the volumes that we are seeing. Just to be clear, what you're seeing on the screen, all those multi lines, the red line is the 200-day exponential moving average. The blue line is the 100-day exponential moving average. The green line is the 50-day exponential moving average. And the yellow one is the 20-day exponential moving average. And this is on the daily chart. This is the chart of Bitcoin from Coinbase. And basically, it will be the same wherever you look at it. So a bit of a correction that's definitely happening right now on Bitcoin. And if we were going to look at where this correction could perhaps, you know, um, finish, maybe it has actually finished because it's taken really some good support on the 200-day exponential moving average. And who knows that it could be that the correction is over. And you have it not yet, but perhaps a little bit lower at 38% correct that move, right? If you were to look at it from a strictly, let's say, Elliott wave move, there seems to be a bit of a correction left, maybe till about 20,000 and then 21,000 and a move after that. So definitely excellent buying support, excellent volumes that have come up on the Bitcoin token. For those of us who are looking at it from a longer term perspective, a move to about 20,000, 21,000 would be probably a good place to re-enter. So one would perhaps start accumulating Bitcoin from these levels all the way down till 20,000 and keep watching for the next move to happen, right? Um, in a sense, we could say at a slightly higher degree level, looking at it from a very perhaps some will say, perhaps say oversimplistic, but that's fine. It works in the sense that we could have had a um, 5-wave impulse move that has completed on Bitcoin. So you have wave one, you have wave one or wave one here, 2, 3, right? Maybe a 4 here and a 5. Now, if we take a correction of that entire wave to happen, assuming that we are talking about this as a completed wave one of a higher, slightly higher degree, right? Then we are looking at a correction of all the way perhaps even to a 23.6% correction has happened. A 38% correction will take it down to 20,400, right? So in terms of a larger corrective move, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 is perhaps remaining, right? And that maybe just be a and then a B and a C. We are not sure about that right now, but good place to start observing it, tracking it, and entries to enter long are perhaps coming at around 20,500 mark. That's about a 10% correction from now, right? So that's on the Elliott wave, technical analysis, Doe theory, candlesticks, everything all put together, EMA around 20,500 is perhaps what we should be looking at, right? Coming to Ethereum, Lots of things that have happened in the Ethereum ecosystem in the last many months. We'll cover that in a separate webinar sometime later. Right, and Ethereum from a high of 4,842 on your top left had corrected till about 980, 900. Right? So if you look at this on the weekly chart, right? So Ethereum very clearly that downtrend line which has really broken out very, very well, I must say. Right. Okay, let's just correct that. Right. So if you were to take perhaps in a sense the most extreme best fit trend line, nice breakout candle on good volumes in January of 23 after forming a base around 1,150 and went to a low of 900. Excuse me. So Ethereum also making an up move, excellent move all the way from 1,200 to 1,600, and more or less a similar corrective pattern in Ethereum, just like we saw in Bitcoin earlier. What's really heartening, especially on the weekly chart that we see here on the bottom left, is the very nice, strong, bullish engulfing candle on high volumes. That's the entire move from here. And significant resistance and like a double top at these levels that we should watch out for, right? Which is at about 1,675, 1,700 tops, right? And once it is able to break that, then we should definitely get a bigger move that's happening there. The question of whether there's a sort of not textbook, but could be a cup and handle formation that could be happening. This is the cup that's there, handle still to complete, right? Might be getting completed if it gradually goes up, say by the end of Feb, or even first week of March back to 1,668, and then a breakout above that is probably headed to 1,000 if there is a nice follow through on that. Again, consolidation associated with diminishing volume. That's what we like to see. That's classical TA, textbook TA that we are looking at. So again, a good setup, correction, providing an entry, entry could go down all the way to 1,450 perhaps, right? We'll just have to wait and watch and see what happens if that happens. As of now, long-term investors could start nibbling in, and from a very, very long-term perspective, there is, technically speaking, if you look at back on the monthly chart, good possibility. I would think that if the break of 1,850 happens, then we could see Ethereum going back to at least 2,500, and who knows, maybe a new life high could also happen on Ethereum. What's very interesting on Ethereum, if you look at this on this fall, is drastically low volumes, and there was this massive build up in Ethereum volume in the whole of July 22 onwards. A lot of exchange of hands, a lot of whatever trading, buying, selling happening. But I think the long term folks here are looking at accumulating Ethereum at around the 1,200 levels and then patiently waiting for the breakout to happen. So are we perhaps looking at Ethereum back to its life highs in a year or two? And who knows, at much higher levels in the coming years, right? Definitely with the crypto winter of the last 1 to 1.5 years, a lot of the fraud, the nonsense, the Ponzi, of course, still, but a lot of it has gotten washed out, and it's what the serious players and the really well-heeled, the well-informed, and those who have a really a stable, significant, meaningful use case that are probably left now, and it would be well worth tracking this space in the coming months and years. Something that we had discussed in Ethereum in a Web3 webinar that we did about a year and a half back, right? We'll post the link in the comments if anybody is interested in reviewing that webinar. What we discussed, and much of what we discussed there did play out in the subsequent months and years. And now is perhaps the time to review the crypto space. As usual, when crypto goes back up, if it does goes back up, let's say Bitcoin back to 40, 50,000, then all the halla gulla will start again. And, the opportunities are always under the radar. They're not after it's made the news, right? So that's the standard one wisdom of the markets, or wisdom of any opportunity. Always look for what's being talked about. Look at what is not being talked about in the mainstream, and you will find opportunities. Okay, coming to the Binance token, that's Binance coin, right? Remarkably stable, right? If we look at the monthly chart, did not fall the way the rest of the crypto coins did, Bitcoin and Ethereum, etc. Right? Really did from 700, where it went down to about a low of about 200, right? Okay. And then this sideways correction that is been happening in Binance Coin, with, let's say, a consolidation that's happening between 215 to 320, right? Uh, dollars per token, and staying quite stable, has not really done a breakout of any meaningful type. And if you can look at it in the weekly chart, you will see this consolidation that is strongly going on. Gradual increase in the support level, right? We can see that happening here. So it's around 245, 250 now, from 215. So that support level seems to have gone up by about 50, right? So it'll be interesting to watch what happens at around 250. If it does get down there, then could be a possible entry point. Now on the weekly chart, you're seeing a very smart recovery from a fall of about 300 to 240, and then a recovery back to the 300 zone, which is there. Strong consolidation on the weekly chart, even on the weekly moving averages. And so something happened. I'm not sure exactly what. Anybody has any particular news? I'm going to start tracking the news on crypto in a little while. This is just a technical review. But obviously, something happened right yesterday or day before with this big sharp fall and recovery. So we had a high of 315, a low of 232, and then it went back to 294. So almost a fall of $90 and a recovery of about $60, $70 that we are talking about in a 24-hour period, accompanied by high volume, right? So something definitely happening there in the BNB space. If anybody has news, please ping. You know how to get in touch. That's the number again, right? WhatsApp, Telegram, or Signal. Would love to create conversations and communities around this to take real advantages of trading or opportunities as and when they occur in the market, right? So 240, 250, some sharp moves definitely happening in the BNB space, the Binance coin space. Watch out. But a breakout around 240 would be something that from June 22, so that's about about 7, 8 months on ongoing consolidation. If it breaks out, then this is something that could really take it back up to 400, 500 levels. That's a good 50% up move that's possible in Binance coin. Especially after the FTX debacle, there's probably Binance and maybe Coinbase largely left, which are the popular mainstream exchanges. And I'm sure the Binance guys are up to consolidating that position and trying to make the best and be the market leaders in the months ahead. Right. Okay. So that's Binance for us. Going on to XR. Right. So we again just consolidating, as you can see. Uh, if I were to take the monthly chart, it's still in a sort of downtrend which hasn't yet broken out of. That would be the downtrend line to really watch out for, right? And definitely forming a base at uh, uh, 0.327, 0.328 levels. Okay, that's the levels to watch out for. As you can again see, last 5-6 months, there's been massive volumes on the XRP space. A lot of accumulation, change of hands. The RSI has bottomed out at around 43, and that's on the monthly RSI that we are talking about. And if we just very quickly now review the um, weekly chart, you're also seeing this superb support at 0.33 levels. And that's the place to keep your alerts. That's the place to keep your buy orders, right? 0.32, 0.33. Keep watching, and even one could perhaps start nibbling at this point, right? Uh, it's quite possible that this it may not go down beyond these levels. Actually, if I just notice that these levels are go way back to 2020 also, and you have some good resistance or tops there. So really coming to 2-year support resistance levels. A breakout of that downtrend line would be the thing to watch out for. Those of us who are, well, sort of aggressive, you know, folks who have already a bullish view on the daily charts, uh, still consolidation, really no particular sign that it's going to go this way or that. But the long-term moving averages have flattened out, providing plenty of support and resistance for the price to dance around. And once it decides one way or the other, then a bigger move is in the making. That's for sure. A big multi-percent, multi-tens of percent move is in the making, and will be good to track this. All right. Coming to Cardano, right? Cardano, after a massive multi-month one straight line, 45-degree slope fall, uh, has, look at this. This is the monthly chart, or just to look at it maybe from the weekly chart so that you can put a better, you can just see it went down and down and down and down and down. It's completely been out of favor with crypto traders, investors, but now seems to have found some base and a good move that seems to have happened, right? Especially on the monthly side, weekly, uh, an RSI that bottomed out around 29, and that price then was 0.25, let's say, is gone to 0.38, right? That's a 50-60% move up in Cardano and it has come to a place of uh, a nice resistance zone at, yep, there we are. Now that's at 0.39. Let's just make it 0.4, right? So see where this goes. Looking at it in the daily chart, right? So fantastic rise from 0.25 to zero point 0.4 in about 2 months, 1.5, 2 months. Took resistance at already established resistance zone at zero point 0.4. Now went back, took support on the 50 and 100-day exponential moving average, and then yesterday moved back up very nicely, and that was a 7.5% move in one day, looking to retest 0.4. And 0.4 gets broken, I think the next logical is 0.45 and then 0.5. That's another 20% move that we are talking about at Cardano. So, and what the Cardano move looks more imminent than the other one in ETH and the other tokens that we've discussed so far. So would watch for that for near term, quick trade, quite possible in Cardano. Next, Dog, D, whatever, or Elon Musk's coin, whichever you, however you prefer to like to call it, right? Where is the long term? Yes. So as you can see, I really prefer to do a multi uh, time view of my analysis and my charts. So that's how I have my uh, trading view template set up. I can see all of it on one single screen if I prefer to do that. This gives me a much better handle on how things are in different time frames. So Dogecoin formed a base for about 2 years, the crypto winter at 0.05, and then just in 1 month went from 0.05 to 0.1. That's a 100% move that you're talking about in 1 month. Went all the way to 0.15. Now in a corrective phase. That's sure that's going on, and at 0.8, 0.9. Right. Nothing very definitive about it right now. And if you look at it in the daily chart, you're just seeing pretty okay. Can't a range bound market because you're talking about how many percentage difference, 0.13 on the top, 2.7, right? So that's a move from the bottom to top is a 100% move, and from the top to the bottom is a 50% move that we are looking at. But having said that, look at that support resistance line at 0.086, right? Dancing there, and it's been doing that dance around that from November 22. Pivoting around that, needs to make a definitive move around it. And again, if you look at the volumes, you're looking at good volumes on the up moves and diminishing volumes on the down moves. So some amount of accumulation that is going on, very visible in the charts. Not really worth doing this. Okay, this is something perhaps we can track, and a breakdown of these levels would be something to keep a track of. So a symmetrical triangle that is developing. Perhaps a move to 0.09 and then a move down again to 0.08, and then hopefully a move up in the maybe in the coming few weeks, is being built up in Doge, right? So look out for that. And then coming to Polygon, right? And the token goes by the name. It made a nice, really nice move. Already a nice recovery on Polygon. Just going back to the weekly chart, and that's a level to watch out for. Right. So Polygon recovered way before many of the other tokens did. This was in June 22, where it went to 0.38, and now it is at 1.2. Right. So that's almost a 3.5, 4x recovery that you're talking about on Polygon. Very, very significant, that's for sure. And uh, consolidation that is happening sort of between two levels, right? Between 0.72 on the lower side and 0.99 or even 1 Let's just make it right in the middle. And then on the upper side, it's at 1.318. Price is at 1.24. A break of 1.24, 1.31 will essentially probably I would think take it at least to 1.68. So nice up move. Wouldn't really call this a flag type. Okay, maybe a false breakout, and then it just came back in, needed more time to consolidate. And is this a more reliable breakout that's happening? So another nice setup on Polygon that is there. And if we go to the daily charts again, you can see that there is nice volume on the up move, diminishing volume on the selling side. You can witness that here especially, right? So good time to accumulate it at lower levels. It had a nice almost what 8-9 months of consolidation, and if this move continues, who knows? Even two on Polygon is quite possible. All right. So that's Polygon. And then coming to Solana. Solana, again, very nice recovery on the Solana in Jan itself from 9.6 to 21. So that's more than 100% move that we're talking about in Solana. So across the board, the crypto winter seems to be really uh, well, it's very tempting to say well and dusted. I don't think one should say that because you never know what sort of regulations will suddenly get clamped down on the crypto space. There was some news yesterday about, I think Binance. Yes, I think that was a Binance news, right? Of being asked to shut down further mining of its token by one of the US regulators, right? I just remembered. Yes. This was the reason for this sharp move in Binance yesterday, before today, right? And then the recovery happens. So need to go back, revisit that fine print, and look at what the issue there is. Okay, so Solana at the threshold of that downtrend line that we put on the weekly chart. So look at it on the bottom left here. You can see how it has really taken resistance at that level. You can see the massive buildup of volume before that in December, Jan of 2023. A move from 9 to 25. Wow, that's 2.5x. Now just a consolidation going on, and a very clear volume consolidation that is going on. Uh, and this is set to continue for I think some time. And after that, we will see about how this um, continues. Once it breaks 2022, then I think we have more that we can look forward to, right? At the at that threshold, don't be surprised if you see in Solana in the next coming few weeks or months another mega move like this, more than 100% move, not 10 to 25, all in happening in days, in weeks, 2-3 weeks, suddenly up move like that. So this would really, in many ways qualify as a flag, right? As a really good flag. If let's put down those levels, so that would be the levels to watch out, and it could be on the verge of a breakout, right? So going by that, 10 to 25, so that's 15. Breakout of that 22 plus 15 will make it $37 per Solana. And even if that takes 2 months, 3 months, we are still talking about almost 100% move, 60-70% move in Solana in the coming weeks, right? So very hopeful, and look, not very hopeful, very promising, I would say, on the Solana side. So nice, typical flag. Lots of support at, I would think, the psychological mark. You have the moving averages support. route. That's where it's sitting there, as you can see. Now look at this. It's just sitting within that. So good place to enter with a stop loss, say below 1960, 1940, and just keep holding on to it. Very likely to see a move once it crosses 25 and then 26. We can expect a super fast move and multiple tens of percentages to be in the account. The dot token, right? Okay, this is also sitting pretty, moved. Okay. Okay, right. So we have that downtrend line. Okay, that's the best fit line that we definitely have. Nicely broken. And good support at 4.33. That support went through a lot of price action in 2020. Right, came back, took support there. This is the weekly chart, and this is where the resistance is at around 720, 725, right? And a break of that would be something to look forward to, right? 720, 725 bottom left there. Okay. Didn't really come there as such, but again on the daily chart, you can very clearly see fantastic move on superb volumes. This is a correction that's going on again on low volumes, a bit erratic, but nevertheless that's okay, overall speaking, right? So if you see the bigger picture, nice, this could be a head that we're talking about, of a head and bottom. Let me even go back here, and wow, yes, who knows, right? Cuts through a lot of price action. So left shoulder, head, shoulder, incomplete right now, right? Which means it is perhaps bottoming out here, just like it did the complex left shoulder, complex head, and right shoulder. And this might be really a good place at the bottom of the right shoulder that we're getting in at around 620. You need to watch out for 7 and 725 as resistance zones. And once it breaks, if you're going by the typical measuring implications from 430 to 730, we just keep it simple. We're talking about $3, right? $3 from 7. We are talking about from 7 to 10 as the next stop. Let it take a, this whole formation started in September 22. So that's October, November, December, Jan, Feb 4. So 5 to 6 month formation, such long time frames tend to be pretty good in terms of a proper turnaround and a new bull trend starting in the chart. So dot definitely to watch out for. 10 may not be really the end of the up move. If there's a new genuine up move that starts again, then we are talking about a lot higher than 10 on dot in the coming months and coming months. I probably wouldn't say years. Remember the life high of this is 55. Even if we are getting a new fresh bull market on that from current levels of 6 to 55, you're talking about an 8-bagger, which is there on the dot token, right? So interesting times ahead for those of us who are looking at this space. Then coming to the Shiba Inu coin, again, more or less similar to the dot picture, right? Not exactly similar, sorry, right? So we've got, okay, looking at the weekly chart, you've got a nice double bottom at, wow, how many zeros is this? Whatever, 803, right? So at 803, nice double bottom. Then at that would be one level to watch out at 1695. So that's double of what we were talking about. And these are just quick important levels to keep a track of. Oops. And yeah. All right. So it's at 1285 and 1307 will be the level to watch out for. Really nice double bottom that it is having. Has moved very nicely from say 800 to 1400, 1600. So that was already a 100% move. Sorry, right? And a move beyond 1695, 1695 is where you will see really nice up moves on this. So Shiba coming to the daily chart, nice, fantastic move from 800 levels down there to 1500 levels, 1600 levels, and then a nice correction that is going on. Again, you can see the fantastic volumes that are there in the up moves. So massive interest has come back in the crypto space, doubt about it, and lots of opportunities which are sitting there for the quick traders. Always remember, crypto is definitely far, far more volatile when I say volatile, what I mean in this context is the percentage moves that happen tend to be multiples of what percentage moves happen in equity markets, right? Both up and down. So only those with a much higher risk appetite to see, your portfolio or your investment come down by 30% one day and go up by 50% another day. Those are the sort of folks who should be in crypto, or those who are really looking at multi-month but can pocket really deep moves in the meantime. In the interim, multi-month, multi-year, the crypto winter is over, is what I would never declare anything. Just probabilistically speaking, it seems really, really over, and lots of opportunities that the crypto space presents itself in. So to very quickly just review, right? So we had uh, BTC, which for the long term, what would I say? The lower risk investors, traders, you just keep your money in BTC and Ethereum. BTC, wait for a correction to around 20,500. Ethereum looking good to, like at around 15, 15,100, 1450 would be a level to watch out to on Ethereum. And these are all things that are still looking at 100, 200% baggers if they go back to their life highs, which is definitely possible when you're talking about a multi-year perspective. Right? It's quite strange how quickly time passes and how we tend to miss opportunities because we are not able to have the patience at the longer term opportunities which are there. Like I said, Binance, if it breaks down that downtrend line on the multi 2-year downtrend line, Binance could really, really make a significant move. Uh, bi- uh, Unlike many of the other tokens that we already saw, Binance has not made that breakout move yet. It could be in the process of setting itself up for that breakout move. If one takes that view, then perhaps one of the biggest moves that could happen in the top 10 cryptos in the coming weeks could be in Binance. Would very carefully watch out for that. ADA has made, or Cardano made the first breakout move. It's not yet, and it's tested the resistance zone, setting itself up for the next mega move that is there. So all the other coins except Binance, right, have made breakout up moves, right? Wonder what is keeping Binance held back, right? Doge already discussed doing a triangle, breakout of that symmetrical triangle. Matic, probably one that has performed the best in all the top 10 moves in terms of from how much percentage, what its lows was in the crypto winter. And that was, like I said, in 13th June, in the 13th June week of 22. And then we have really a nice super move that has happened, multi 100% move that has happened in the, like I said, 0.36 to 1.3. That's almost a 350%, 3.5x move. Then to Solana has made the breakout move. He's setting it up on the flag, and that flag breaks out. Boy, oh boy, I think we're looking about a 70 to 80% move on Solana. Dot again, first uh, potential breakout move from the downtrend is done, taking some time to consolidate and rest, and the move above 750 is all very likely set. Same thing for Shiba Inu. The breakout move seems to have been in place, again consolidating, right? So all of the crypto tokens, similar setup. Basically, most of them have moved, and after the move, they're all sort of consolidating, taking a pause, gathering further interest. This is typically how the market moves. Like they say, it moves 30% of the time and rests 70% of the time. The thing is, if you're a trader, to catch 30%, and if you're a long-term investor, it really doesn't matter that you're staying in there long enough. And there's always this age-old thing in the markets, right? That a lot of the time in the market is just waiting and doing nothing, waiting for either a great entry to happen, or after you've entered, waiting for the great move to happen, right? So that's really a test of emotions and patience and skills. And great. I mean, I hope this has been a really nice introduction back to the crypto space. And I really hope that those of you who are watching this look at taking advantage of the opportunities that we have discussed. And like I said, in some interesting setups, I think we've got plenty of interesting setups in today's crypto webinar. Sometimes the market is like that, just a very interesting uh, time when you have plenty of opportunity, and then you have to scratch your head on which opportunities to get into or which not to. So you can do further refinement in terms of looking at risk reward ratios, looking at how much each move could move and what is the bigger moves that are expected, and then refine your positions and select better, or just diversify, because ultimately really nobody knows which one is move and which one will not. So you've got, I think, at least 6 7 good setups out of the top 10 cryptos. Just put I don't know, whatever, just divide that your capital into all 6 of them equally, and that would just be an easy straightforward way of going ahead and participating in the upcoming crypto move. So with that, coming to the end of the webinar, thank you very much. Look forward to your feedback, and please do let us know. Like I said, looking at creating a well knit collaborative community based on competence and trust and known people, so that we can all mutually benefit from the opportunities that are there out there in the market, not just in the crypto space, but all other asset classes. So thank you, and look forward to seeing you in the next crypto webinar. Hopefully, we'll probably do one every week, right? Goodbye and happy profits.